Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit, but first I'm here to buy some stuff on the internet. So I'm going to hit the applause and thank Harold for hosting the stream. Thank you, Harold. I'm hoping a few more folks join us tonight in the stream. But yeah, if you're here, you can say hi. It could be that the view numbers are weird because of Twitch, or just could be not a lot of people here on a Thursday night. I don't know. But yeah, I am going to start the stream before we even get to building. I am going to start the stream by buying a couple model kits. So, premium Bandai stuff. We have built things from premium Bandai before, and we are going to be doing that again. That is they're basically like the Sazabi clear. We bought that at a convention. Generally, I buy my really expensive things at a convention. Now, you're saying to yourself, well, Pat, you bought something that you didn't like from the new arrivals of the premium Bandai. You bought that Shenlong with the sword and shield that was just the 2012 Shenlong with the bonus points. You're not going to make that mistake again, are you? And the answer is yes, I am. I'm going to buy something I already bought before. But this time with some bonus stuff because it's a death scythe, and I buy death scythes. I'm going to retweet out that this is going so that people know. I'm going to say starting with Gunpla purchases. But yeah, so we'll take a look at some of these really cool things, and I'm going to buy two of them with my tax return that came today. I have not gotten my federal tax return. Hello! Lastbrick is here. What's up, what's up, what's up? Spen is here. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, let's go, and we'll just look at this. I think I did this right. I did. Great. So here we are at the new arrivals on the premium Bandai site, the US version of it. Ig is here. Hi, Ig. So we got a bunch of stuff to look at, right? We're going to be pre-ordering things. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Pat, you're gonna buy some Dragon Ball stuff. No, these are figure arts. Jam is here. Hi, Jam. We're not buying figure arts. We buy figure rise. The figure rise are the model kits. The figure arts are just very good figures. That death site looks like it would be brand new. So Lastbrook, I think it is. Even if it is a like the 2011 or 2012 re-release with new parts on, I'm still buying it. I think this is also because it's $55. Because it's $55 makes me think it is a brand new, complete brand new mold. Because it's that much for a master raid. I don't know, but it is gorgeous. Look at these wings. Please look at these wings. Oh, it's so rad. It looks so good. Ugh. I'm getting it. Oh, look at that. Look what the wings do. That doesn't mean anything. It's nonsense. So yeah, this is going into the pre-order. We're going to put that in the pre-order there. September 2020. Hello, right? 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 So literally pre-orders close the end of this week. I could get in now and have no problem. I never bought that heavy arms that has the mods, because that heavy arms is just like the what do you call it? The Shenlong. So it's just like an old kit with new parts. This looks like to be a new like edition of this kit. This looks to be completely new. So I'm gonna buy it. Now, as I said, I got my state tax return today, literally today, and I am using some of that to buy Gundams. So I have that's definitely one that I'm buying, right? That's the expensive one. Now I'm also going to buy one that is less expensive. Uh, the limited window is new compared to Bluefin's old offerings. Yes. Hello, Girly Buttercup is here. Welcome. GBC, happy to have you here. We're going to be building tonight, so don't worry if you're like, oh, did I miss Pat building? Building is happening, but we're starting with buying because literally these all just went on sale now, and I want to look at them. Um, so I'll probably just tab through a couple of these that I'm looking at. Like, obviously, not obviously, but uh, the idea of a state tax return is novel to me. So, for me, in my general life, when I had a full time job, when I was a working stiff that worked full time for one company, my state tax return usually was like I owed like $25 because just the tax came out and it was no big deal. But my severance package that I had for that, plus a bunch of random jobs I did, I paid too much in state tax and was able to get a good amount back. Federal, I'm getting like nothing back, and I used to get a bunch of federal back. Uh, so we're going to look at a few of these that are potential kits that I might buy that are in the $20 to $30 range. Um, these are going to be high grades or real grades. Um, this is the other kit I'm going to buy. I'm not spending $250 on a perfect grade. Buh. It's all just merged into one number here. Yes, there are plenty of places where that's, and there are places that don't have it state tax return stuff because you're working there, and if occasionally I've worked in places where I've had to pay. I worked for a company that was based in Connecticut, even though I worked in New York, and I had to pay Connecticut tax, but I got all of my state tax back because that one job I didn't make enough for that to warrant it. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of looking at a few of these other things that are up for pre-order. Some of them are effects, which are cool. There's merch. I'm not looking to pre-order merchandise. I also don't quite understand the idea of pre-ordering merch that P Bandai is putting them up, but whatever. I mean, they're just doing limited numbers for the U.S., I guess. Uh, while I do like the idea of a char hat, that is not a $38. Um, that's not happening. So this looks cool. The high grade G4 Go4. This does look like a cool kit. Um, you know, I think that's totally reasonable. I could also go. This kit looks rad as heck too. This is the 144 scale high grade. That like this is just a good purple friend. Lots of cool weapons. Uh, there is a there's a master grade that I was looking at getting that it might end up being a kit that I get at conventions if they happen this year. Um, there was one that I was looking at that was a maybe. Oh yeah, this one. The Slash Zaku Phantom is kind of unbelievable. Hey, we're literally building a Zaku tonight. So we're going to get to that. I've even making my own clothes in Animal Crossing as me wanting to make my own clothes in real life. Yeah, I I don't think it translates as well, but it'd be cool. It'd be a cool thing to do. So this Zaku's rad. Like obviously we have a rad Zaku that we're working on right now, the Zaku Warrior. This is also a rad Zaku. It's got like two different shields, and I like that. Um, it's got this cool double tomahawk thing that's fun. Uh, I think it's pretty neat. So this was one that was like, if for some reason the Death Scythe didn't go on sale because they weren't really pushing the Death Scythe in terms of what was coming in pre-order. So I wasn't 100% sure that this was actually coming. Um, uh, Silk screening at home is pretty doable. Yeah, you know, uh, that is the thing you can do. So yeah, so this kit looks cool, but this is not what we're getting. We're not getting that. Uh, and we're not getting this. We're getting this. This is what we're getting. We are getting the real grade 144 scale Tallgeese 2. I didn't end up with the real grade Tallgeese 3. Someday I will get that. I did not pre-order that when it came out last year. The Tallgeese 2, I mean the Tallgeese is great. There's a real grade Tallgeese, that's great. But this Tallgeese 2 is elegant looking. I love a Tallgeese. Um, you know me. It's the gentleman's mobile suit, and I love it to death. It's shield, it's cool backpack, rockets. It's just a lovely weapon. I mean, that pose is rad as hell. Uh, is a beautiful looking real grade. Yes, the big goose, indeed. Last brick is going to go for the TV color Tallgeese 1. Yes, that's the other one that's available. But to me, this is the thing. This is the thing. So that's going into the cart. Get a view cart. Yeah, you're not going to see anything there. So this is what we're going for. Uh, Shipping, yep, $10. Yeah, yeah. So this is what we're going with. I'm going to be spending a bunch of money right now from my tax return, my state tax return. Federal coming at some point, but state told me it was coming today, so I was like, okay. Um, so yeah, so that we're going to go away from that scene. I'll continue to do things, but you will see just me over here in the wrestle zone as I do things that like enter information that you don't get to see because you don't get those things. So go over here. Got to do this part. That's all in there. That's all in there. Okay. No signature required. Cool. September. Do that. And okay. Oh boy. Yep. Spending $100 on Gundams. But two very good Gundams. And both Gundam Wing, obviously. That's happening. Okay. No exchanges. They literally say, hey, make sure you're not missing anything within 7 days of it arriving because we have limited replacement parts. So make sure things didn't go wrong. Uh, Part of me is like, oh, I do have the Real Grace Tallgeese 3, so why not leave out the second one? Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why would you leave out the second? You would want to have both. All three, I should say. But I don't have that Tallgeese 3, which I do love the Tallgeese 3. The thing is, I have the Master Grade Tallgeese 3, which was very expensive and rad as shit. So I didn't end up getting that because it is I already had the Master Grade and I love the Master Grade. Also, real grades are not my favorite kit in the world. Okay, it happened. Uh, Tallgeese. So I think a Tallgeese, uh, one Tallgeese or multiple Tallgeese are just Tallgeese. Um, I don't think it's tall goose or tall geese. I think it's just tall geese. Also, as far as I remember, there were never more than one at a time, which is hence 1, 2, and 3. Uh, all right. Yep, transaction complete. I got an email on that. And then I can take this away, and I can move this. I can move my OBS to make it big, so that's good. All right, we're going to get to building. Obviously, we had a delay here because of me having to spend a bunch of money. We did that, we did that. Got the Tallgeese 2, and we got the Death Scythe EW Endless Waltz. It's not Endless Waltz. I hate... hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word. I very much dislike the use of Endless Waltz tagging on the end of Gundam products. Endless Waltz was the OVA, but they call everything Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. and it's weird. I don't like that. Hate is a strong word. Anyway, we have a Zaku to build. So hi, welcome everybody. Also, one thing yesterday, and it's not archived, so some people may have missed it because I decided not to archive my Jackbox stream. I introduced the new friend here on the stream for cave points can be used to unlock me with this, which is a decorative gong. And we'll just do one. This is a decorative gong that my former roommate left. I found in a box when I was cleaning up random shit that was just left in the apartment. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to be putting that to good use on the stream. It's going to join in with the soundboard. Jackbox stream was great, by the way. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I decided because of we started the stream, we were waiting to get like a good amount of people in channel, and we did get that, but it was delayed, so we ended up just kind of hanging out. And I was talking about music stuff I like, and I played a bunch of stuff that I just didn't want to be on YouTube, and then got muted. The Twitch archive ended up getting muted, the whole thing, not just the segments they shouldn't. So I'm like, forget it. But yeah, I didn't end up putting that archive up. All right. So we are working on the Zaku Warrior. We did all of the upper body because we started this on Monday. So we got all the upper body done. We're going to work, and the feet done. But it's leg day, so we're going to work on legs. And then we are going to work on, once we finish the legs, we will move on to the waist and then the backpack and weapons and all the good stuff there. I don't expect us to finish tonight, especially because we got a little bit of a late start in the actual build process. We probably finish up on Saturday. There was a question with WrestleMania being 2 nights. Pat, are you going to do a Saturday stream? We just got a Scary Gary just subscribed. Thank you so much. Let's throw the barricade leg of the Scythe emote. Scary says, hope you're hanging in there. Stay safe. You too, my friend. Thank you very much. Gary, thank you very much for the subscription. I will say this. I had one person drop from Patreon. They canceled their Patreon. But then I mentioned it, and someone increased their price, which we talked about last night a bit. So that was great, and then people have been very generous with their hard-earned dollars, and I appreciate that very much. That folks have been so willing to help me out, as you just watched me spend $105 on model kits that I can't build on stream until they arrive sometime in September. But guess what? No matter what I'm doing, when those kits arrive, whatever I'm building, we finish, because we finish things here. We finish the kit, and then we start that Death Scythe. As soon as I can start working on Death Scythe, you know I'm going to be building that Death Scythe, because you know I want to build that Death Scythe in September. Also, hey, you know what? Did I spend a lot of money on model kits? Yes, I did. But that's less I have to spend around that time later in the year, and also now I have to be here in September to build those model kits. So something to look forward to. John Robert, the wonderful John Robert Wilson says, "Hey Pat, I hope you're staying safe, bro. You too. Love to you and the mini fam out there and the extended fam, of course. I hope you're all doing good. You know, I'm doing all right. I heard that a friend was looking to move at the end of April, so I reached out to him to say, hey, do you want to move into my place? And he cannot afford to move in, which is understandable. I would love to rent to a friend and not have to list it. I have not listed my apartment yet because I know that there are a lot of people who are still looking for, April 1st move-ins or April 15th move-ins. And, I'm much more interested, I guess, in kind of doing more work around the apartment. Every day I'm doing more and more cleaning. I'm working on the living room. I've been organizing my model kit stuff because the boxes were getting a bit out of whack, so I got to fix that stuff up. But I'm getting ready to show it really online. I'm not expecting a lot of people to want to come by and see the place unless they are definitely interested in moving in. and limiting their interactions with other people or subway rides or anything like that. So I'm trying to um, get a lot of good photos and some video. Uh, oh yeah, so I'm streaming as normal on Saturday. I know that WrestleMania is 2 nights, but I don't care. I still want to stream when I stream because I know for a lot of people, there'll be plenty of people that want to watch it, and if they want to watch it, they're more than welcome to watch that and not watch my stream on Saturday. But I also know there's plenty of y'all that is not a thing that you've been thinking about it. You just want to watch a good stream, uh, and I would rather be consistent. Um, I only the general plan is if I'm covering the theater that I've worked at, I will do that, and I will skip a stream, and then I take off the Thursday of E3 because the Thursday night Giant Bomb is generally when the most nonsense happens. So I kind of get out of the way of that, or I'll do early to get away out of the way of that. But obviously that is not a thing I have to worry about this year, uh, or we'll see. Lastbrook put an order in of some special Gundams, so I hope you got exactly what you want. Um, yeah, it was just good timing. I definitely wasn't necessarily thinking that I was going to be spending that much money on model kits, but you know gotta have them. I did put an Amazon order in today as well for some stuff that will arrive way sooner than September. Who exactly knows if I will be getting these two kits uh, that I ordered by Tuesday? But I have this, and I have a whole other master grade, uh, and I have two high grades. So I do have stuff to work with, and I'm going to have two more high grades. So I am continuing to have things. Of course, I'll plug the wish list, of course, but things are delayed a bit because, and it makes sense, and I totally agree. Like model kits are not a top priority and shouldn't be a top priority. So if other things get bought sooner or sent sooner, that makes sense. Oh, Lastbrook says the pre-orders don't close April 5th. It's August 5th. Yes, Lastbrook, that makes way more sense. You're right. But I still wanted to get them because who knows if they had a limit. And, also it was today, and it was a fun thing to do on the top of the stream because literally they became available for pre-order as I went live. It's better to be safe than sorry. You're right, Scary. GBC said, I wish I had more mainstream robot taste. I hear you. Look, uh, just so you can buy your own stuff, right? You can get, so that like the things you like, uh, if you like an obscure anime or manga or webtoon or something, and suddenly like there just isn't merch, or there isn't merch also available in the United States. Like obviously we are benefiting quite a bit from the fact that those kits that I would be getting uh, were otherwise, even these kits, the Gundam kits, this is a new thing that you can just get them. You used to have to like go to a convention or buy them after market and get real incredibly high markup. The fact that I got that real grade for $30 plus tax and shipping order is still it's a really good deal for a real grade, let alone a real grade of a popular Gundam series. I really should try to get some of the Iron Blooded Orphan kits. Yes! Uh, the Iron Blooded Orphan kits are all great. The 1/100 scale high grades, non-grades. The 1/100 scale non-grades, which the second version of them are called uh, the Full Mechanics, but the original version is not called Full Mechanics. They are just non-grades. Those are incredibly great kits. They are a little more involved in a high grade, but certainly not a master grade. Fantastic kits. I highly recommend all of them. And then we built that Barbatos uh, this year, that Master Grade Barbatos, which is just beautiful. Uh, I saw you saw the Barbatos Lupus Super Deformed Amazon. It's hilarious. Yeah, the Chibi one. All those are pretty fun. Um, I bought a few of those. They're all right. They're not my favorites, but they're all right. Um, Thanks for everybody who's here tonight. Really appreciate it on a Thursday. Um, we will be building. We'll be talking about some stuff. I'll be talking about anime. Hey, there's new anime. Fucking finally, there's new anime after a real lackluster winter season. The spring season is here. Now, I only have two new shows to talk about tonight, and then I will talk about the second to last episode on one show that got like delayed a week, and so it's very behind. It started late and it got delayed a week, so it's very behind. And then a show that's an ongoing. So I have four anime to talk about tonight in the second hour, which is good. Glad to have something to talk about that's new because it has been a little dry as things ended. So new anime's coming. Not super sure uh, if I'm going to be following both of the ones that came out, but probably. I'm so excited to talk about Tower of God, says it. Yes, we will be talking about Tower of God in about a half an hour. Silver Streak is now hosting. Thank you very much, Silver Streak. Appreciate that. I'm going to hit the old applause button here. Thank you very much for the host. Always appreciate that. We will, of course, good evening to you. We will, of course, end the stream with a host. Still love the Ren. Oh, man. Yes, the wonderful, this beautiful cherry red and then this lovely maroon. I still wish the pink was white. That's my only gripe about this kit but here's the other thing. There's not a lot of pink. We already used one piece out of pink. There's not a lot of it, and a lot of the pink is also covered up. So I wish this was all white, but that's my only complaint about this kit, especially so far in the building process. I've had no complaints. But that one, I do wish it was a white color because there's also I wish it was the same white as this spray paint. Indeed, I mean if I could match this white, maybe, but I also I don't want to ruin anything. So at the beginning of the stream, we did buy. You watched me buy kits, which is fun and a new thing I haven't done on the stream before. But that Death Scythe. September can't come soon enough because that Death Scythe is so goddamn gorgeous. And that Tall Geese too. Real into it. I think I made the right call because I really love the blue in the Tall Geese too. The Tall Geese with the show colors, I think it's a good looking kit, but I know where my heart is, and it's the blue friend. And then maybe I'll get that Zaku at some point, the Phantom. But especially since we're building Zaku Warrior, which I've wanted to build for a while. The Phantom has different stuff, but it is somewhat similar to what we're doing here. I'll work on the right leg right now, so we got to get some pieces together for that. Continue to do our kits. So I went outside today, which, sometimes you gotta do. Stay at home if you can. But I had to go to the post office for two things. Hey, Pat, this looks like a hot kit. Mr. Bob, you are not wrong. This is indeed a hot kit. So I had to go to my local post office. Now, Mr. Bob knows, many of you know, I dislike my post office. It is ranked one of the worst in New York, and that ranking is accurate. It's a garbage place, and I don't like being there. But I have a neighbor who has a P.O. box there, and I was doing them a favor. So I went to go to their P.O. box to get stuff for them. And while I was there, I mailed out some stuff for Silver Streak, some model kits, because Silver Streak won the monthly subscriber giveaway. So I wanted to send that out, and I was happy to do that. Okay, So I sent that. So yeah, so I sent that out, and that which was good. And then I'm sorry you had to deal with the shitty post office stuff. Yeah, well I appreciate that. Girly Buttercup says, I literally lost track of how long it's been since I was last outside. Yeah, I mean, I do try to go out every day, even just to sit on my stoop, just to get like some air. I try not to go too far. I often will do air at night when there are less people around, um, and I try to minimize that. And then if I have to do something like I did today, I try to take side streets or easy long stretches where there are not a lot of people, and it's easy to kind of keep your distance from folks. Again, I had to go outside to work today. In fact, nearly had to swim home, says Last Brook. Okay, that doesn't sound good, Last Brook. Um, and my post office was empty. It was very easy. The box for the machine, which I use, use the old machine thing there, that was full, so I couldn't put it in there. So I had to get in line after I paid for my postage and did all the computer stuff. But there was nobody in front of me, and then one person stood very far away from me, which I appreciated. And yeah, it was the best experience I've ever had at that terrible, terrible post office. Yeah, and then I was able to go and open up the PO box that my neighbor has and retrieve their mail because they are immune compromised, and I am. That is the number one thing that I have been trying to do the best of to make the best of what I can do uh, is trying to help folks that are elderly or immune compromised in my neighborhood. Uh, there's a bit of a support network, and I have been getting messages now and again through the grapevine, mostly through my landlord, just being texting me, going like, "Hey, are you doing anything on Saturday? Would you go and bring this food over?" or and that kind of thing. And that has been very nice because it gives me something to do, which is good. But it also, I'm helping. Feels good to help. Uh, these legs have some really nice movement stuff going on here that I'm really into. We'll get more into detail once we kind of get more of this together. But yeah, it was a fine enough experience. I've got asthma and I'm out of immunosuppressive medication, so I'm extra careful. Yes! Well, Girly Buttercup, please take care of yourself and take those precautions, those very necessary precautions. That is the thing. Scary as an IT tech in Alaska. I've sadly had to go in to help other people, but I try to be very careful. Lucky I'm now mostly working from home. Well, Scary, I hope you can still be helpful and do the stuff you need to get done. And yeah, while also obviously taking care of yourself. Uh, Especially because I know that Alaska is in a rough situation now with some of the cargo plane companies, the smaller airlines shutting down. The ones that are, that not only moved supplies to people in Alaska, but also moved people around. I know that is definitely tough. Uh, like, nothing's easy, but I did read that, and that's so. Yeah, stay safe, everybody. Obviously. Um, yeah, we are stocked for at least a few months just in case. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. My doctor wants me to come in for my regular blood test in the coming week, and I am not looking forward to it. I'm going to call in and see what I can do to make that less of a risk. Yes, Girly Buttercup. Please do that. Yeah. See what you can do. Welcome. We got a new follower. Flame. Welcome, Flame. Hello. Uh, yeah. Yeah, see if as someone obviously like that has is running those issues, see if you can get your appointment early in the day or late in the day, or like see if they'll open up early without announcing it, so you can come in when there are less people around, or less, like see where they'll meet you. Uh, But yeah, I've been I'm good on food for a bunch of days, which I've been very happy about, and then just trying to keep busy and keep things together. As much as I don't love the real thing of needing a new roommate and having to deal with all that, it is nice to have something to work on. I have a few like very small projects right now. I mean, most of it is just dried up. Uh, like a lot of my contract stuff is just non-existent, which makes sense. I'm not surprised that those things aren't there anymore. Uh, like yeah, of course they're not. But I'm hoping that a few things pop up as people still need things to get done. Um, uh, all YouTube folks are being affected pretty rough right now. Um, as someone that gets a little bit of YouTube money when people watch things, there just aren't ads running. There just aren't as many ads that normally would be running out there. Even though there's so many more people watching things and watching things longer and consistently, um, there just aren't as much ads running. So the trickle down on that is pretty rough for somebody who doesn't get a lot of views on things but gets some views. Like I do okay. I'm pouring a lot of time into Final Fantasy 14. Hell yeah. You got to find the things to do. You got two cats. Yeah, we got to spend time with those pets. Look, I'm not going to lie. My roommate moving out and me getting no dog time is rough. I would love to have some dog time. I have zero dog time right now, and it is less cool. Uh, it is kind of, yes, it is rough that I do not have dog time. Infinite Soup, hi and welcome. Hello. They are not booing you. They are booing Scary Gary's, saying things are rough. The issue is no one's going out, no one is buying anything. Yes. You're booing the pun. Yes. Yeah, Infinite Soup, no one was booing you. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, I'm just starting to hear podcasts have dynamic ads that are related to what's going on. And you're definitely going to start seeing, uh, like podcasts run without ads as much, and you're going to see a bunch of things. Uh, it's a rough one. Hey Pat, saw you on Save Point forever ago, and have been meaning to tune in ever since. Hope you're doing all right in this pretty scary time. Much love. Well, Flame, thank you so much. Save Point, the one of the many charity or the two charity activities that Waypoint took part in. I was thrilled to be invited to take part both times. Uh, I was in uh, I was in three times. So three times. Well, no, sorry, two save points, and then the um, stream, their marathon stream to basically just like advertise that they existed. I got to take part in that. That's where I played the some very bad games with Patrick, uh, and then I was able to build some chibi Gundams, some SDs with Austin, and then the last one um, they were working on Lego sets, and I was just doing a custom Lego thing and having a good time with them as well, and giving some Lego instruction to the audience. And then the previous year, I gave some Gunpla instruction, which I love doing. And I will say this as nicely as I can. It I wish that people who were like, I'm going to stream this kind of model kit or this kind of Lego or this kind of whatever, it would be pretty fun if people were like, "Hey Pat, do you have any advice? You've been doing this for a long time." Because I do have advice for people that want to stream this kind of stuff. Uh, and it's not just have two webcams and turn autofocus off. Uh, but people got to do their thing. I respect it. Respect the hustle. That is yes. This Zaku warrior, I love its big old shield. I like its big old weapon that comes down and around. It is on the backpack and swings down. Uh, Autofocus on 9% of webcams is a nightmare. Indeed. So I have autofocus on this one mainly because when my lighting changes from moving around, it does affect my green screen because I'm the one thing you can say definitely 100% true about what's going on with me as far as streaming goes is I still don't fully have my lighting the way I would like it. I'm constantly changing it. So that I do keep things like that. I keep autofocus on that. Now this camera does not have autofocus on it because that would be a bad viewing experience for you if it did. You as an audience member would not enjoy if that was constantly changing. You can just see me putting my finger up there changed my face there for autofocus. My solution: don't ever use face cam. Yes, use a virtual equalizer hooked up to my microphone. Not a real solution for model kit streams. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I mean, like, look, I could just do it overhead. Many of you probably saw Giant Bomb stuff with Ben doing his first model kit, with Jan doing like a Lego assembly. Um, they're just doing the one webcam, right? Like that, they're using what they have and they're making the most of it. And uh, you missed Brad's build. Yeah, or Ben's build. Ben's build was fun because there were people on the call and like Vinny was there to give tips, which was very helpful. Um, Jan's was fun. I mean, Jan is just a very entertaining, fun person, uh, and the gossip was very great. You gotta have two webcams to use two webcams, says GBC. You're right. Uh, I want Silver Streak. Vinny in the end of his stream where they were doing or we showed off FMV games. At the end of the stream, he was going through his boxes of somewhat broken, uh, very weirdly, definitely dirty Gundam stuff and Gunpla, and he was talking about that. And what I want to see is I want to see him do a repair stream, like a reassembly, a clean up, a repaint stream. I think that would be really fun. Uh, and I also want to call in on that. I want to be in on that one. I want to be in on a bunch of stuff, but whatever. Uh, those so worry about content. He made a list of talking points. Yeah. Well, I mean, Lastbrook, like, so I don't always do that when it cut with these things, but I do think about like, oh shit, what am I going to talk about on the stream tonight? Like, sometimes those activities, like, today was the first time I ever bought something on the stream, and we kind of like looked at the Bandai store. Dirty just subscribed. Evening, Pat and chat. That was one late effing title sequence. Uh, well, good evening to you. That's 8 months on a 6 month streak. Thank you very much. We're gonna hit the old applause here. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your subscription. As always, it means a lot, folks, that folks are helping out. We have broken 50 subscribers. We're at 50 right now, which rules. Thank you so much. That's rad. That has been, you folks have been incredibly generous lately, always, but it's particularly lately, and that's been great. And yes, some of those were gifted subs, and I will lose them sometime in April, and who cares? It's great now. Yeah, no, I do think about a lot. Was saying I do think a lot about what I'm going to talk about on stream, and lately it's been tough because I haven't been doing anything, so I haven't had like life experiences to kind of share. Um, which is why, like, I was watching some old anime, so I could talk about some old anime because that was at least something that I could chat about. Because I was like, oh, this is at least something that's going on with me, or at least some kind of, content. And then sometimes, we have the second half of the stream, we have anime chat, and that wraps up. And I realized we didn't talk for that long, and I'm like, shit. So sometimes I, you all know this, I do turn to y'all and go, Hey, what's going on with you? If there's anything y'all want to chat about, I open it up. Oh, thank God. These beads are, this is just one piece. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Do you see this? Do you see how this is not uh, some wire that we have to run a bunch of plastic beads along and cap them and a bunch of different pieces and we have to do all that work? It's just one piece that has some bend to it that is done for us. Oh, that's beautiful. This master grade is already a classic. This is already a fantastic kit before they reach the part where they're just doing so much dumb work for me and making my life so much easier. Oh, this rules. And then it just goes in like that. Boom. Booyah. And then we pull that out. Yeah. Let me see the three. Yeah. That looks great. There we go. Heck yeah, that rules. But yeah, no, I do try to prep some stuff so I have things to chat with y'all about, and we can have good conversations of things that are going on with me. But some days I don't have things uh, to talk about because I've been here in my apartment, just doing my thing. Uh, let's see. We will take a pause to the cause in a little bit, and I'll talk about ways you can support the stream if you'd like to. Although, obviously, y'all have been so great about that. But it's still good to do the pause to the cause. Uh, Yesterday, I put up a video up that was contentious. One of my first big, like, comment barrages. And by that, I mean, like, four people wanted to say things on the YouTube video for Baering the List, though. Because I talked about fried potatoes, and people had fried potato opinions. Uh, I didn't know there was such a meh or slash dislike for people about uh, tater tots, which I love very, very much. So Silver Streak, I do a Bearing the List, which is a ranking thing. I use Tier Maker to rank stuff, and some fried potatoes are better than others. Like I don't think that sweet potato fries are that good because I don't like sweet potatoes, so I those are low for me. Tots are good. Who are these monsters? That's right, Infinite Suit. Now, the one thing this list did not have was crowns. And crowns are the best version of tater tots because they are basically tater tots cut in half, so they're even more surface area and even less like middle of the thing. Potato pancakes, Silver Streak, yeah. I mean, like, look, people have the things they like, and people have the things that they're not a big fan of, and I understand and can respect that. Uh, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan in the world uh, of sweet potatoes. So, meh. Um, you don't like waffle fries? Well, there you go. I understand that. I do like a good waffle fry. Now, I don't because the waffle fry does run into the problem of why I don't like steak fries, which is steak fries have too much potato in them, and they often can lead to uh, cold, just kind of cold, like, oh, this didn't properly thaw, it didn't properly reheat, or didn't properly fry. And curly fries are underrated. I mean, curly fries are incredible. Please, 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 y'all, curly fries are so good. Now, like, yeah, hash browns are good. I don't hate those. I was born in Ireland. I love every kind of potato, and I don't care how stereotypical that is. Silver Streak says that's awesome. I mean, curly fries are great. Uh, Smiles are a thing I've never really had, but they just look like they're going to be those things that puff too much. I don't really like the kind of puffy things, um, because, like I said, what I don't want to do is bite into. I don't want to hit a cold spot in my fries. Uh, Potato salad. Yeah, well, so Silver Streak, I do like mayonnaise. I am a mayonnaise fan. That is a thing about me. You don't need to know that, but it is true. It's not like, oh, this is the thing you got to know about me. But yeah, I do like mayonnaise, but I understand. I don't really like potato salad that much. Um, uh, but yeah, but that is the thing. Like I like mayonnaise and I like ranch. Uh, And I like ketchup and barbecue sauce. I don't like mustard. And there are people out there that have a low opinion of people that don't like mustard for some reason, but I just never like the taste of it. It's just not a thing. But I also do not care. Like, eat what you eat, like what you like. If you can't eat things because you don't like them, sure. If you can't eat things because you can't eat them, well, yeah, of course. Take care of yourselves. Got no problems with that stuff. They serve potato smiles in school. They are not good. Yeah, meh. Uh, yes, yeah, Silver Streak. Also, yeah, you're getting those parboiled potatoes that are not fully cooked, and it's like, why are we doing this? What is the point of this? Uh, yeah, smiles. I just don't. I never really had, and so but from the look of it, I know that they are not a thing that I would be into. They just don't seem to be the kind of dish that I would be, the kind of potato I would be interested in. Yeah. Um, Shoestring fries, I like. We talked about the one of the ones that people were contentious about was my opinion on chili cheese fries. Uh, but I just think that it's just not like I like chili and I like cheese fries, but cheese fries is a race against the clock, and chili cheese fries, you have already, in my opinion, you've already lost. You've lost the race when it comes to chili cheese fries. Chili cheese, now chili on tater tots works pretty good. Um, because tater tots can hold their consistency longer because they've been, you know, reprocessed and fried and again and hold their shape, whereas most French fries just fall apart under the weight and the sogginess. Uh, Harold, tater tot nachos. So I've had tater tot nachos in the past, and they've been good. I've never made them um, in the same way I would make nachos, so I haven't been able to compare them that way. And I think I would like it, but I haven't made homemade tater tot nachos. But I mean, you get nacho cheese. I think that's gonna be good on a tater tot. I've had cheesy, tater tots. Tater tots with meat isn't necessarily my favorite combination, although I did say I like chili cheese or chili and cheese on there, but it's not my favorite. So it's one of those things where like I respect it. Uh, Also, sometimes you just need a damn hot meal, and chili and cheese, hot chili and cheese on something that's also hot there, and you just have a hot gooey mess like a casserole. Like, yeah, I'm there for it. Sometimes you just need it. Fully respect that. Always respect the need for something like that. After the stream, I'm going to make one of those microwavable Kraft macaroni and cheeses because they had a good price at the last time I went grocery shopping, and I bought 6 of them. And it's only a couple minutes in the microwave, and you get enough mac and cheese. I didn't want to buy milk just to make mac and cheese because I otherwise don't really consume it. Um, so I'm going to do that after the stream's over. That's going to be my late snack. Will be some microwave mac and cheese. I ended up buying an 8-pack of those microwavable shells and cheese. Yeah, I mean they're good enough. Uh, I'm calculating. I just found an Ultra Instinct Goku on Amazon. You know what? I don't hate that I bought that kit. I like it. Uh, um, but it is weird to buy a kit where his shirt is ripped off because you are losing. It just feels like I have less parts because you're not putting anything in there. It's labeled as Son Goku Selfish Selfishness. That is a weird label. Now, now Goku could be working harder to stop. The, one could argue rightfully that the whole tournament that's happening is Goku's fault that these universes are in jeopardy. So the tournament of power is pretty damn selfish on Goku's part. but I wouldn't say that uh, that uh, that form, Ultra Instinct, is him being selfish by any means. But yeah, no. The first tournament is definitely like, Goku. Oh, the dual strongest forces in the universe are bored, and Goku's answer to that is, well, do you want to have like a bunch of people fight each other? Because that is Goku's solution to everything. Uh, he's gonna wipe. Look, Lashbrook, he wasn't really. He was gonna find some other thing to do. Maybe. Who knows? Uh, who knows what would have happened? It all worked out. It all worked out okay. Everything worked out in the end. You got some good character growth out of it and some cool fight scenes. Some pretty cool fight scenes happened. So it all worked out in the end. I do think that there should be an OVA. There should have been an OVA of just yeah, spoiler, sorry, of just Trunks and Goten on that island, just kicking the crap out of all of the poachers. That set the 17 protects the island. The 17 looks out for, and just them just trying to protect these animals and monsters from poachers without killing the poachers, who are clearly outgunned and outmaneuvered by preteens. They misused Trunks Goten so much in Super. They should have let them age a bit. Yeah, I mean, to me, the thing is that Super is a love letter to Dragon Ball Z characters, and by that I mean Dragon Ball characters like Tien having his own mini arc, uh, Krillin kind of coming into his own with his abilities. Yamcha was there. Uh, Master Roshi has a redemption. Uh, yeah, Master Roshi being useful. Yeah, it's 3 months after Z. Like, the you know, uh, uh, yeah, and it goes on, and they bring back Future Trunks, which, in my mind, is an appeasement to G, or not G, sorry, GT, which is the complete destruction of any love anyone had for Future Trunks by having Trunks grow up into that character and being like, he looks just like the other one, but is not cool. Uh, they'd given more to Piccolo. Yeah, I wish Piccolo was really just there to, like, they did give Piccolo was there for comic relief, and the comic relief that Piccolo gets is good, and Piccolo being a better grandfather than Goku is awesome. But yeah, he's the best dad. Yeah, he becomes big. Piccolo, and also Piccolo gets that moment where 17 shows up and everything's feeling tense, and Krillin doesn't know what to do, and Piccolo's just like, "Hey, I'm excited you're going to be helping us out." Because Piccolo has already accepted 18, why wouldn't he accept 17? He knows how strong 17 is. He can sense it. Piccolo is a fucking adult. Yeah, it's good to go on mentor moments. Yeah, but yeah. So while Piccolo doesn't get a standout like fight scene, Piccolo does get some good like moments. And Piccolo Pan is great because we don't get the because Pan grows up. Uh, Even though Pan is still a child in GT, we don't get Piccolo Pan moments. So to have Piccolo Pan moments in this one is just really nice. And also, like, Piccolo's going to be the first person to recognize how strong Pan is eventually. And it's just going to be like, it's just going to be, it's going to be cool. But he's the only adult. Yeah, pretty much. Piccolo knows what's up. All right, we're going to finish this leg up here, and then, or this part of the leg up, and then we will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. But first, I want to finish this segment here. Uh, Goku as a child. Uh, Vegeta's an angry teen. Yeah. Lashbrook, I don't know because the thing is that Piccolo Jr. ages very fast because he was shot out of King Piccolo as an egg, but he matured very quickly. But then, yeah, but then compresses with his other half and has all the memories of his former version. And I don't fucking know how any of that works. At the current pace, never going to get there, but I want to see them all span all the way to the time skip epilogue at the end of Z. Yeah, Girly Buttercup, like, I would like to see. I mean, look, I've said this before. It is somewhat unpopular, but I don't care. Uh, Legitimately, um, Oob should fucking be there. We like some sort of like some sort of relationship with having Oob around would be awesome. And doing stuff. Uh, like I just think he should be there doing his thing. Give us more fit Boo. Yeah, I like Oob because I like the idea of a human with the soul of an incredibly powerful being who like doesn't quite understand fighting but knows that he's like naturally very good at it, and he's just like I, I gotta get water. I gotta get food and water. This tournament, I'm gonna enter this. I'm in over my head, but whatever. I got gumption. Uh, and then imagine having Goku as your fucking mentor. Goddamn. Goku, who is your mentor, so that you will become strong enough to one day fight harder against Goku. He's literally training you only so that you will get strong enough to pose a threat to him because Goku does not understand how anything works and will never ever understand anything about anything. Fit Boo was the highlight of Super. Yeah. Boo was fun. I also like the writing off of Boo for later stuff and just being like, oh, Boo got really tired after that fight and doesn't want to do anything. So Boo's out. Sorry. Boo is very exhausted and does not want to do this. Time for naps, yeah. The Z blog implies he's basically barely met Goku before the fight. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna see that. If it's gonna mean anything, if we're gonna see anything like that. But I would like there to be. I do think that they're gonna retcon the end of it because they make no. Well, some characters. I feel like some characters didn't really know um, Pan. I feel like they didn't know Pan super well, and then they all met Pan. So I do think that the Z epilogue is already been retconned. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, obviously they don't mention anything that happens in Super, but that you can be forgiven that obviously. Um, I think they've said that. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know is, haha, transition. Um, let's take a pause for the cause. This is the time where I am going to, because the legs are done. We're done with legs. It's waste time in a moment. But let's take a pause. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can go to the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. It means a lot. Thank you very much for doing that. If you're new to the stream, this will be pretty quick. I'm just going to go through ways you can support the stream if you'd like. You are under no obligation to do so. But if you want to become a subscriber or join me on Patreon or buy something from my wish list, that would be rad, and I would love that. But you are no obligation to do so. Hi, Aristofan. Happy to have you here. Crazy Like Fox is here. Zenalon is here. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see folks. As always, no need to chat if that's not what you're into or you're up to. If you're doing other things, if you got me on a phone while you wash dishes and you're just hearing, if you're watching on a TV and you're not near you're not near your keyboard or whatever, like enjoy and thank you for being here. But yeah, subscribing is a great way to support the channel. I really appreciate it. There are other ways to support the channel if that's something you'd like to do, and we'll go through that real quick. I got some Nightbot commands that I'm going to activate. I have a Patreon. If you were interested in joining a Patreon, my Patreon, this is the best time to do it at the beginning of the month because you get the full month. I do a Q&A every month towards the end. That's just for subscribers or for patrons. $5 and $10 folks get videos early. My $10 patrons just helped vote on what I'm going to be building after this, and I'm waiting for the results to come out on that. So that's an option. You can also donate, and I'll use the money. Some of the money that I just spent tonight, some of that obviously came from uh, my tax return, as I said. But some of the money that I used for the kits that I bought tonight come from Coffee and Streamlabs and PayPal, and those are options. And anything comes to me from that. So anything I make on Patreon, on Twitch, that Google Ads, which occasionally pays me, I'm months away from being paid from that. Now it's going to be even worse. That all goes back into buying kits and equipment. And I really appreciate that because as you are aware, folks, once I build a model kit, that's it. That's the end. And now it's time to build another model kit and build that. That is the choice I made about the kind of streams I do, but that is also the reality. So it is very helpful. I have a wish list. Like, obviously, Amazon shipping stuff. There's some stuff they're not shipping. But I do have a wish list, and I do attempt to maintain it as best I can. So, like, a lot of Lego stuff right now. Just some of it is available for shipping. Some of it is, like, it has not been restocked. I would say don't order anything that doesn't have Amazon Prime if you want to buy something. Also, it jumps the queue. So all the stuff I have right now is all stuff I've bought. So if you buy something from the wish list, it'll jump ahead of everything else that I'm working on, and I'll do it next. And that's just an option that people have if they wanted to buy something, and I'll build it. Another thing I have is I have a USA Gundam store. Here's the thing: you can buy a gift card. Apparently, USA Gundam store is still shipping things out of Florida, so apparently they're still doing it. So right now you can buy a gift card to USA Gundam store, and they will mail things out. They said they're still doing it, so that's an option. If you're new to the stream, I'm going to just talk through a few more things, and then we'll get back to building very soon. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord if you'd like to do that. Feel free to jump in on the old Discord. That's a cool time. I post photos after every stream of the things that I've been working on, and people post photos of things they're doing, and it's a nice little community, small but mighty. Let's see. Okay, a couple links here. Baering the List, I talked about this earlier. Here's the latest Baering the List that came out yesterday, where I rank fried potatoes. You can check that out. I do a new one of those every week. Next week's one might be a bit contentious. I don't think as much as the fried potatoes one, but I recorded it today, and I think it was pretty good. People might have some strong opinions about it. All right, and then Pat Bear's Anime Club came out on Monday. I tried to answer the question, can an OVA ruin a show? Can an OVA or a movie or an OAD be so bad that it like wrecks a show? And I talk about a couple shows that I think less of because of their OVAs, and some that actually are good OVAs. So you might want to check that out. My next video will probably be talking about the new shows that I've been liking and how I think about what I think about them. But I'm going to drink a little water right now. The water break is a great chance for y'all to stretch if that's something you'd like to do. I like doing that now and again. Water hype indeed, Gary. And then I will drink actual water and try not to get drops on my instruction book, which I do on occasion. That's just good. And it's not usually when I do my gaming streams, I'm drinking a lot more water. But I don't think about that. Water's a good idea to get some. Yeah, I mean the water break is also like, I've only been streaming for an hour and change, but it's still good to kind of do. I'm still hunched over sometimes when I'm working, and it's good to stretch out. My roommate who moved out left his chair. It's a nice faux leather chair, which is now my computer chair, and then my old computer chair is now my streaming chair because it used to be both, but now this chair is just for streaming. It's a good height for this table. And that also mean that I won't be sitting on that table the entire time. Crazy Like Fox just used the gong points, using the K points for the gong. I have this gong. This is a decorative gong that is meant to just be in your living room or be in a sketch for your comedy group, which is why my roommate bought it. Scary, yeah. So my roommate moved out and left a box that had this. So now I have a gong, and now you can use channel points to make me hit that gong. I assumed that my roommate, who is also a comedian, bought it for a sketch. Scary, just redeemed the gong. Yep. But he left it, and now I have a gong. I'm gonna have to make it more than 600 points because it does break. Like if I'm building, it does break the momentum. Dirty also said gong. This is my gong now. Yeah, I mean, like, he left his chair. Great. I'm not going to use the table. Sure. He left a gong. Gong definitely needs to be higher. Yeah, because the soundboard I can just reach with one hand and do my soundboard effects. Uh, and that's fine. But the gong, I do have to like lean over to where it is. I have to take the thing off the hood and get ready for it. So it is a little more involved. All right, let's work on our waist, and we can also talk about anime. So I'm going to start with the two shows that I've talked about before, and then I'll talk about the two new ones that came out because we did get some new anime. The season has started. There are other new shows that have come out that I'm not interested in. The baseball one, not really interested. I actually don't know who got that show. Uh, um, Tower of God and The Eighth Son, are you kidding me? Are on Crunchyroll. Uh, Hulu right now doesn't have anything new because Funimation. I think the only thing one of the ones that Funimation has is the erotic mangaka artist who doesn't want his young daughter to know what her dad does for a living. It's a comedy about trying to keep that secret, and I don't think Hulu got it. And I was like, whatever. Hulu doesn't have anything new as a curse for canceling the Ghost Rider show. At least that's my belief. Silver, I still assume that they will get a couple things, but I'm going to find out if I'm going to be canceling my Hulu and getting Funimation because I just been keeping Hulu for other things, but if they're not going to get if this season they didn't get any of the subs of things that were for that. I will talk about I'll talk about Retro Crush. I Here's the one thing I'll say about Retro Crush before we get into the other things. They have Ronin Warriors, but they have the dub of Ronin Warriors, and I was really hoping they would have the subtitled Ronin Warriors because some of the voice acting in Ronin Warriors isn't great. I said Ronin Warriors a lot. I didn't need to say all of that all the time, but that's my opinion. Is that some of that show, some of those voice actors are not great. My wife loves the dub, but only because she's deaf and only sees the captions anyway. Well, there you go. Um, but yeah, I was hoping to watch the subtitled of that because I've never seen the sub of that show. I didn't click around enough on it. I have an account now. I'm going to be checking out more of it as it goes on because I am certainly interested in checking out Retro Crush some more and seeing, kind of browsing around and checking things out. So I will keep an eye on it. I'll keep y'all abreast if they have things that I'm like, oh, holy shit, check this shit out. Okay, so Black Clover this week. I will admit that up until they talked about the other kingdoms, it never occurred to me that the Clover Kingdom, who was at war with the Diamond Kingdom, that Clover and Diamond referred to, like the sets, and that there would also be a Spade Kingdom and a Heart Kingdom. It never occurred to me when they were first, talking about or first dealing with the Diamond Kingdom. I'm like, oh, Clovers and Diamonds. I get that. That had not occurred to me. So we are now visiting the Heart Kingdom because the Heart Kingdom, there is apparently the Spade Kingdom doesn't sound very impressive. Yeah. Well, apparently they have subjugated demons over there, and they're a real problem. But the Heart Kingdom, they're going to go visit them because there are a lot of apparently there is a very big demonic presence there, and they are tasked with investigating demons and curses. Um, so they're sending people out to figure this stuff out. They're going to send a crack crew of Mimosa from the Golden Dawn. They're going to send her out because she's been there, the Heart Kingdom before. And they're going to send Asta and Noelle and Finral, which is great because I think Finral's a great character. You get a little bit of comedy goofiness with Finral, where he is freaked out because he is on a boat with two royal hot cuties and a babe who turns into a bird because Cersei is there in bird form, breaking the rules about how there are only going to be there's only supposed to be 4 people from the kingdom going. She is breaking those rules by being there in bird form, which is also just a fun, dumb thing to say. Yeah, it was a and then turns out we don't know why, but the Heart Kingdom is testing them, or they want to steal Asta's powers, and they have levels. This is actually the first big bummer in a while. There is Magna has a fun little bit of business there, and I do hope there's going to be more for him. He's going off on another mission. There's a big moment there where they start talking about power levels and who's leveled what, and they go, "Oh, your kingdom doesn't do levels." Well, she's definitely a level 3, but he's level 0, which is the highest, I guess. And I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to hear about power levels. That's a bad sign for an anime." What's next? A fighting tournament? I really hope that Black Clover doesn't have a fighting tournament. It is a shonen, so it's totally possible it has a fighting tournament. But getting into power levels, and luckily they even say, like, don't just judge us. Like, you can't judge Asta for, like, magic levels. He's one of the strongest people in the kingdom, but he doesn't have any magic abilities at all. He's an abnormal person in that regard. But he's still, like, valuable and important to what's going on. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes and why they're fighting and all that. But yeah, I'm really hoping that we don't have a fighting tournament on our hands. I hope this power level thing is, like, quickly shoved under the rug and ignored, because it's not the thing I care about when it comes to anime at all. Never has been. Power levels are a useful tool when DBZ used it and then discarded it very quickly because it would be real bad if they hadn't. I've never seen any other media use power levels and have it not be bad. Yeah, that's the thing. It should just be gut instinct and power, and that should always be the thing. And it's just like, I'm strong. Oh, I'm strong. Yeah, Silver Streak. At a certain point, Dragon Ball just move. Well, also they can mask their power levels and grow and change with them and that became the whole thing. And like once that happens, then it's like, well, then it's how many fucking people are gonna be like, oh, they don't seem strong because I'm getting really low power readings. Wait, it's going up. What the? And it's like, yeah, it's gonna yeah, they're gonna keep doing that. So get on board. That's what they do. All right, so this is gonna go around the waist here. This is our we don't have to worry about making beads. They did the beads for us, which rules. We just have to put this here. And just kind of have to figure out how this goes. So it goes like this. Yeah. And that goes underneath it. Yeah. Okay, so you see the like even though this piece is very pink, you don't see a lot of it because it's underneath, which is good. It's mostly just an accent. But like I said, comparing these two, I wish that it was white. There is like there's pink here, and there's pink like at the very bottom here, and it's just because this is a female pilot, and I don't love that. It's the part of this I don't like. Uh, Bullshit measurement the bad guys use. Yeah, yeah, I think it's like mostly it's just like I don't want to see I don't need power rankings, I don't need power levels. Like there are other ways to do that, and most shows are just like most shonen, use it, and then they're just like, oh, but actually he's really strong, so this doesn't matter, or well he's special. So that episode of Black Clover was kind of fun. It ended on a positive note of them working together and figuring things out and trusting each other. It was again, Finral gets to do some cool shit, and I like that because like Finral is, a bit of a redeemable character that I enjoy. He would be the grossest character if Gotch wasn't around. He would definitely be the gross dude because he's the guy that flirts with ladies to hide his own feelings that he'll never measure up to the actual woman that he loves, who is probably going to end up marrying his brother. And so he hides that by just flirting with people and being a flirt, which is, hopefully he'll get, hopefully he just gets better as a character as things go on. But yeah, it was a decent enough Black Clover. I like this show. I think it's going all right. I'm interested in seeing these new characters and checking them out, seeing what's going on. And then what else? Oh, okay. So this show they lost a week because they offset some of their. Oh, I think I put the wrong one on here. Yes, this is supposed to be 22. They offset some of their art, apparently some of the CG work, and the fight scenes is done in China. So, Infinite Dendrogram it lost a week, and they also started late in the season, so they're only on episode 12 out of 13. So they still have another week, and the fight scenes in this one were better. We got to see the big brother, who we all knew was way overpowered and was hiding his true abilities, show off how fucking much he rules, and that was cool as hell. That was definitely cool as hell. That it turned, that he is so goddamn good at fighting. Infinite Dendrogram has that thing where there are characters who your real life abilities can influence your abilities in the game. So the fact that he is a skilled martial artist, he's playing a character that doesn't have much agility, but he's doing well, and that's great. It's still not a great show, but it's a pretty okay show that I'm definitely going to stick it out because I only have one more. So we're going to see what happens at the failsafe, although it looks like they've got most of this in hand. And then we'll see if Ray can pull off the final victory and save the princess and save everybody and make it happen. I recently got the urge to rewatch 8th MS Team, which I saw in the early 2000s. Is it worth to get the Blu-ray off Amazon? It's crazy like Fox. So, I am generally against Blu-ray collections because I think that, belonging to streaming services, having in streaming is good enough. If you think you're going to watch it, if you're going to rewatch it more than once, then yeah. But if you're going to do the great rewatch where you watch it one more time, if you're going to, in a different future world where we have company over, if you're going to show it to people or lend it out to friends, then yeah, having a physical copy is good. But I am generally, as a person that has too many mobile suits in boxes and Lego sets, I am I'm I'm tempted to say that physical things are bad and we shouldn't have physical devices. But also, there's something nice about having a thing to watch when the power goes out. Well, not the power goes out, I shouldn't say. When the internet goes out. When the power goes out, you got a laptop battery. Of course, you still don't have Wi-Fi then. But, if the internet goes out, having physical stuff is pretty great. That's when I'm always glad when I have a few things that are just saved on a hard drive somewhere to watch when I suddenly don't have internet access. But it's been a while since I've had that problem. But yeah, I mean, watch it if you think you're gonna get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I would say go for it. But if I'm gonna watch it one more time. I haven't bought 8th MS Team Blu-ray, but I have the G Gundam and the 830, and they both look amazing. Yeah, that G Gundam Blu-ray, I've seen that. I mean, that show, you know, we didn't get a particularly wonderful transfer when it came on television. So, uh, my view is that the streaming services are not reliable. Yeah, you're not wrong. Uh, Especially outside of North America. Yeah, Girly Buttercup, you're totally right. Like I am very, I have, my biases that I should be better aware of. Living in the U.S., living in a city where, having access to stuff, having high-speed FiOS internet. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, having physical stuff, especially it's like there are a couple people that were like, "Hey, I would watch this show if I could, because my country doesn't get it." And you're like, "Oh yeah, shit, sorry, it's on Funimation and Hulu. I'm sorry, you can't watch that there." I forget that. And I do need to be better about that stuff. Uh, all right. And that. And this goes. This. Put these on wrong. I might have. Yeah. I did. That's. No, that's not right. Huh. Nope. There we go. That works. I paid more for a Blu-ray set. It was pretty pricey if you're going to spend that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can tell you, I can't tell you if it's worth it because I haven't seen it to tell you that it's a good, that it's a good transfer or something like that. I'm sure it looks great. I would say the only time that I like if you get a good deal on some of the Dragon Ball Blu-rays for Super, that's worth it because uh, the Blu-ray of Dragon Ball Super in particular, at least renting those, like physically renting the Blu-rays would be worth it because they skimped so much on to get things ready. They cut a lot of corners. Uh, that the Blu-ray they fixed a lot of the stuff that they definitely the worst stuff that doesn't look particularly great. Uh, in a bit with the same thing of Naruto Shippuden. Some of the end Naruto stuff looked pretty rough as they were under some bad deadlines that apparently later some of the Blu-ray stuff fixed up. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about some new shows. So, Tower of God came out yesterday. That's on Crunchyroll. I will admit, I do not know much about webtoons. I believe this was originally a Korean webtoon that has been optioned as a Japanese anime, obviously, and then Crunchyroll has like the license for it, um, and it seems pretty interesting. Uh, I think the art style has a lot to do with the webtoon, like trying to make it look at that. I don't love the art at all places. Sometimes it looks weird in a way that I don't love, but it seems like an interesting story, and we'll see where it goes. It's already more than I thought because it originally was just like, hey, there's a bunch of people like surviving and doing the best they can. There's this tower, and if you make it to the top of the tower, you get whatever you want. And then Raquel abandons Bam to go climb the tower to see the stars because he has heard of these things called stars. Uh, and so she's gonna climb the tower, and he just wants her. He doesn't remember his past before he met her. He only knows of her. She's the best thing that's happened to him, and so he is going to go to the tower to find her, and then through weird circumstances ends up with a great cool weapon to use that cool weapon, and we'll see what happens. But he's special but not really, so that I don't know if that's going to do anything or mean anything or what. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah. Oh yeah, that explains why Stray Kids does the OPED. Yeah. Uh, I don't love the rap rock opening of this thing. Definitely a weapon that thinks he's cute. Yes, the weapon is some sort of like mystical thing that shows up as a lady that apparently uh, never talked to the princess that had it because this whole time she was just like, yeah, I don't like ladies. I like dudes. This boy's cute. I'm gonna help him out. Uh, like I said, uh, I don't know where it's going. I don't know that they introduce a bunch of characters at the end of the episode that seem like they're gonna be uh, important because they're drawn better than some other characters. We'll see if that ends up being true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think, particularly, other than I am somewhat interested in what's going on in the show, and I will be continuing to watch. But like I said, the art style didn't wow me. And then the other new show that I watched that came out today, although for like a very brief period, I overheard the word mystical weapon that shows up as a lady. Uh, and I would immediately know that person was talking about anime. Yeah, Solf. Yup. I don't know if she's going to show up again as a lady, but there's a spirit inside of this sword, and it is a spirit of some lady, some mystical entity. So, uh, very late title card coming in for what do you call it? Oh, sorry, yeah. For Eighth Son, it is an isekai. We get to see in the first half, basically, yeah, 12 minutes in, says Dirty. We basically get to see how the show ends, which is he's got some powers, he's got magic, he uses that magic to help people. It's kind of boring, a life, and he's tired. And then we meet some ladies of young age that all seem to be different, but also probably stock characters, and they hang out, and then that's the end of that part of the episode, and then we get the late title card, and then we get flashback to him, a little bit of him as an office worker, and then he uh, falls asleep and wakes up, and he is a very young boy, the eighth son of they're nobles just in name, but they are poor, and they're part of the country is poor. Uh, we find out that basically sons get married off just to leave, and then we are introduced to some kind of wizard dude who's wearing the same kind of robe that we saw our main guy in before, and he is going to learn magic because he is adept at it, obviously, because he is a an isekai main character, so of course he can use magic. Why else would he be reborn in this world? And we don't know why he's there, and we don't know what's going to happen, except that he's going to use magic. Now, I don't know a lot about this show, but I do know that it does get, like, there is some, like, intrigue, like, royal intrigue and backstabbing and some betrayal of some other things. It's not just that he fights a bunch of things and uses his magic, so it's more than just an overpowered main character. But then also he does have 3 or 4 ladies hanging out with him of different abilities uh, that are probably all in love with them. I can't tell you they're all in love with him, but I mean they probably are because it's an isekai. Uh, but yeah, I mean I like isekai. I like the genre. This is the only standard one because My Life as a Villainess is pretty different. Um, and then we're gonna get Ascendance of a Bookworm season 2, and that's a very different type of isekai. So I don't mind a traditional isekai thrown in there now and again. I'll keep watching it and see where it goes. Um, those are the 4 shows that came out that right now. The ones I'm keeping an eye on are. I believe that this one, the Alchemist one, is going to be on Funimation, and then I'm hoping it's on Hulu. Uh, Bungo and Alchemist. That's based on a video game, and that seemed kind of interesting. Listeners sounds kind of interesting. I don't know where that is a Funimation. Uh, and so that might end up being on Hulu as well. That one I'm definitely like, oh, that could be good. Um, let's see. What else is coming soon? Um, Gallon Dino. That one is Team Epic, the Pop Team Epic people. I didn't realize that was a full length. I thought that was going to be like a half length show. That could be fun. That art style looks neat. Uh, Main wife and concubine says dirty. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's an isekai. It's a modern regular isekai. So there's a bookworm that's coming out. My Life as a Villainous comes out soon. It looks like Saturday is going to be a good day for anime for me. It looks like, yeah, my Saturday streams I'll be able to talk about all stuff. I'm not really interested in Glipner. I might check it out, but that doesn't seem super what I'm into. Dropkick My Devil. I guess Crunchyroll's also getting that, which I don't feel like Dash. Neoflare is now following. Thank you, Neoflare, for the follow. I'm talking about some anime that's coming up. We got days away from, I don't know, I hope someone picked up the Fishing Girl anime, Hokugo. I hope someone picked that up because that looks neat. That looks like really fun, and I would like to check that out. And then I guess BNA is on. Is BNA like gonna be on Netflix later? Is it on Netflix now? The first 6 episodes are pre-streamed on Netflix March, and then the regular starts on the 9th. Okay, so that's why some people have been able to see it. I'm not super like hyped for that because Trigger is kind of hit or miss. So the shows I've liked from Trigger have been the shows where they are using a licensed property and not their original. So I am less interested in their like original, like their like the stuff they came up with on their own. Yeah, I'm definitely less interested in that. Let's see if there's any shorts coming out soon. That I'm looking. I guess the only short I really want to watch is how many days away? 5 days away. Okay. Uh, is Jin-san is Ji-san the grandpa one romantic grandpa show? I am interested in watching that. See if there's any specials coming out that I'm looking forward to. Oh yeah, there's a uh, in June we're getting all of Bakugo, the Baki, not Bakugo. The next season of Baki is all coming out in June. That should be interesting. Uh, oh Harold, have a good night. I liked Kill la Kill, despite all the things. Yeah. So Girly Buttercup, I agree that Kill la Kill is a show that I wanted to love, and it did not want me to love it. It did not want me to be engaged with it as much, and I couldn't love it as much as I would have liked to have loved it. Uh, but there's still a really interesting show in there, and some really fun supporting characters and some cool shit. But it's not my thing, and that also goes with Darling in the Franxx, a show that God damn it, that could have been a fucking rad show, and it is not rad, and it fucking could have been. It does bum me out. That should be a show that I loved, and I do not. Uh, but uh, Little Witch Academia fucking rules. And then what is there other? Oh, SSS Gridman. I think it's an interesting take on the Ultraman, the Gridman license, not Ultraman, Gridman. Like they took that property and did some interesting things with it. I don't think it necessarily fully succeeds, and I think that some of it was very obvious, but I do. It felt like they cared about that property, uh, and yeah, I think their Little Witch is solid. It's like a solid interpretation of it. Um, I didn't get through the first episode of Darling. Yeah, so there's some interesting things with Darling, and when you start kind of figuring out who Zero Two is and what the relationship is and why they're involved in all this stuff, there's some parts that are kind of cool. It's just also it is a hard thing to recommend. Uh, so that which is part of the reason why I don't recommend it. Um, But yeah, I'm interested to see what BNA is. A tanuki seems like a cool idea of woke up as an animal and you weren't one and you're trying to figure out what's going on and help people and I don't know. There might be something to that show. I am interested in finding out more about it. But I'm seeing clips here a little bit. Yeah, it's not. No, Girly Buttercup. It is not an anime of Tom Nook. No, not that Tanuki. A different Tanuki. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think I came around on Ascendance of a Bookworm. The thing was that Ascendance of Bookworm first season came out when all of those isekais came out, and there were a bunch of weird isekai, and that just ended up being a show that was easy for me to just skip because it was slow and because it was more of a slice of life and kind of odd and good, but just not the action kind of show that I was looking for or the comedy action. So it was kind of easy to just be like, whatever. Uh, but when I went back to watch it, I was like, oh yeah, Sentence of Bookworm is good. It's different and good. So I'm excited about that. Its OVAs are fine. They're nothing exciting. Um, kind of skippable, but yeah. I mean, there's some cool shit that happens in it, and the world building is pretty interesting. This second season, I'm sort of interested to see where it goes. Now that she's theoretically getting her main desire, which is access to books, because that is her want, that is her central want. is that she gets books. Alright, oops, done wrong. So this is going to go this. Nope. Nope. All right. All right, there we go. Got that on there. Where that was supposed to go. We're just assembling some weapons right now. We'll start with the weapons, and then we'll build the shield and the backpack. Obviously, we won't finish that up tonight. We will get into that on Saturday is the next stream. Yes, it is night one of the 2 nights WrestleMania, but I'd much rather just stream because I like streaming and I like keeping my schedule. So the next stream will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Next Monday, normal schedule as always. Next Wednesday is my next bonus stream, and that will be a Hearthstone stream. I'm going to move that to 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. So I'll kind of put up a new thing. So like WrestleMania is just going to happen in an empty arena. Yes, Girly Buttercup. Like all wrestling that's happening right now. Now, some of them will be different. They're going to be doing at least 2 matches that will be at different locations. Nobody knows what the Undertaker's Boneyard match is going to be, but that is the name of it. It will probably just be a weird location. And then the John Cena Bray Wyatt match is going to be taking place in some like lot or something. It's going to be the Funhouse match. So we're not sure the Firehouse Funhouse match. So we're not sure what that's going to be. Exactly. But there'll be a couple that will look different, but most of them will just be in an empty performance center. Yep. And it's going to be weird. But next Wednesday I'm going to play Hearthstone because the prologue to get the Demon Hunter class came out, and they released some of the cards for it. If you beat the prologue, you can't use them for a week. But that'll get unlocked next week, and I will. And there'll be some new cards to get, and I don't necessarily going to be playing the. I don't know if I'm going to be building like a Demon Hunter deck, but I'm going to be trying some new cards and seeing what's up and seeing if there's any things for me to check out on that. But that'll be next Wednesday. It's a little Hearthstone stream, and the following Wednesday, the 15th. The 15th will be my TBD will be my next Smack Talk Showdown stream because I had a blast doing it previously a couple weeks ago. So I am going to do it again with different folks coming in. I'm going to try to rotate some new folks in. And it's a time TBD because I do want to attempt to make it a time where some people that couldn't do it last but wanted to do it but couldn't do 9 p.m. Eastern. So maybe earlier to accommodate some folks, which is fine by me. I'm going to put the blades on this thing. I'm going to put the blades on this tomahawk. We're not supposed to do it till the end, but fuck it. I don't care. We still have to build the backpack and the shield. Those are coming. The Gunner Wizard, I should say. I call it the backpack, but it's called the Gunner Wizard. We still got to put that together. We'll do that. And the shield on the next stream. I love a beam tomahawk. This is a dumb thing that I love very much. Look at this goofiness. Look at it. Look at that. That's nonsense. I love it so much. It's a tomahawk blade. That don't make no sense. Oops. Gotta put this on here. Love it so much. Complete silliness that I love. And then we can put this on here. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Cool. So yeah, so my next stream will be this coming um, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will finish this kit up by finishing the weapons and the gunner portion, the gunner wizard, the backpack with big gun attachment. That'll be coming. Um, so right now, what's going to happen is we are going to go raid another stream. So I'm going to mute my audio to you. You can still hear me, but that way you don't hear this. And we're going to go. I'm going to look for a streamer that I would like to raid. I'm trying to do that at the end of every stream. So I'm going to go look and see. Let's see. We got Spooky. I don't know if I want to go Spooky. We got that. I think we pretty recently. Kate's playing Modern Warfare. That's fun. Let me go see what's going on. We might just go and raid. Yep, we're gonna go raid Kate Stark, who is playing, I believe, the Battlegrounds thing for Call of Duty, and that'll be fun. So we'll go and raid her. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Come along with me to see Kate Stark. She's very good at video games and also a lovely person. So we're just going to go raid Kate. But yeah, thanks for checking out the stream. I hope to see you the next Build with Baer on Saturday or in the future. Take care of yourselves. Take care of other people. We're ready to go, and we're going to go raid. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.